So this isn't just a trip.
Nope.
It's not just a vacation. It's something that literally changes how you view the Bible for the rest of your life.
Hey, we're joined right now with Luke from Increase Creative. Now, a lot of people don't know, but Luke is not only our producer, he's been a friend of mine for a long time. We used to be involved in a lot of ministry networks together. But Luke reached out and said, hey, let's produce a podcast. And I'm excited that you've been doing it. Thank you, Luke. Can you tell our audience a little bit about what Increase Creative is?
Yeah, well, Increase Creative is, as Josh said, a creative company that is producing content just like this for pastors, churches, and ministries, and really mission-minded organizations and brands. Over the years, I've done things for churches in the area of graphic design, websites, still doing that as well. But now I've found kind of a newfound passion in producing podcasts and also really helping people tap into AI and technology in general to reach more people.
If you have a passion project, if you've got a heart for ministry, you're a ministry leader, and you need some creative work done, Luke's your guy. Go to Increase Creative.
Welcome to the Josh and Heather podcast, a podcast for Jesus followers, ministry leaders, and couples. We're really glad you're here. Today, we're going to begin with this beautiful concept of joining us in Israel. That's right. We travel to Israel every couple of years, and we want you to come with us. But before we get into that content and announcement of that date, we want to jump into our coffee mug time. That's right. Every single episode, we have our coffee mug time. Heather, what coffee mug did you select?
Well, since we're doing travel, I got one from the U.S., but Aloha. This is my authentic from Hawaii, from the cheap little flea market, probably made in China.
Probably, yeah.
Authentic Hawaiian mug.
That makes me wonder, actually.
Why don't we have a mug from Israel? Oh, my word. We've been to Israel a couple times. We don't have a mug from Israel.
We got to get one.
How did we let this happen?
Well, because there's so many beautiful things to see.
I thought I was winning in life.
No,
not.
Maybe we should just cancel our podcast and quit the ministry.
No, we should go to Israel.
Let's go get to Israel.
Yeah.
We'll get a coffee mug. And you could join us, but more on that in just a moment. I selected classic Star Wars just because it's the cup that I saw on the counter. And I like Star Wars.
Okay, that is not true. Okay. I have to add this because he's had...
Are you going to throw me under the bus?
I pulled out several options of coffee mugs.
The coffee mugs she selected.
Available, and he didn't. There were tons of them. Very masculine.
That's not the point.
He chose none of them.
That's not the point. It's not about masculinity. I don't have to prove anything. The problem that I have is most of those are not my coffee mugs. One's Montreal, which we went there, but it's not my thing. And then there's what is that over there? There's another pink one. There's a Creation Museum one, which is
you got the Creation Museum.
I
one. That is literally your mug.
Yeah, but
you chose it.
Okay, today we're going to talk about...
Next episode, you're going to see that mug. I'm going to make him use it.
Today we're going to talk about...
Wait, we haven't done our question, huh?
Today we're going to talk about how when your wife demands conformity, even in what coffee mug you select.
See how fun we are bickering with each other? Wouldn't you just love to be on a bus with us?
With 50 other people.
Contained in this.
And
you could be a part of all of this. All right, get the questions out. Let's do it.
Oh, that's right. Question time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have the
jar of questioning.
Jar of questioning. Let's go ahead and come in here. Now, we do not know, if you're new to the podcast, we do not know what question that we're pulling out of here, okay? But there's a question, and we're going to pull one out, and then we have to answer it for each. And we want you to answer it as well at home. Play along. Heather, here's the question. What Bible story do you relate to most right now, and why? Boy, that's a deep question.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, but we have to go for it.
Yeah. All right.
We can't repick.
Well, it's hard because I've been reading the book of John.
Right.
So what's fresh on my mind is a lot of stories with the disciples. I'm feeling a lot of connection with John the Beloved.
Right.
Okay, I always love him, personality-wise, everything. But I don't know. I just read Mary and Martha's story with Lazarus being raised. And I think seeing a lot of Martha's faith in that moment and Mary's love for the Lord, and she's about to anoint him. I looked ahead. So I don't know. I'm going to go Mary and Martha.
Okay, I'm going to go with Ahab and Jezebel, where Jezebel's telling Ahab what to do all the time. That's
about to throw this coffee in your stinking face.
What I relate with most, and that's what I was thinking about. It's the first thing that came to mind. This
Well, I
podcast
mean,
is supposed to be
I gotta
authentic.
say, Jezebel is an awful person, but better in some ways than Ahab.
Ahab's the
He's such an
worst.
idiot.
I
and He's
agree.
got no backbone. So at
He's
least
the worst.
I can make a decision if I'm Jezebel here.
I made a
The
decision. I
dogs
picked
will
this.
eat me, but like
All
I
right.
don't know that Ahab was going to heaven either. You think Ahab was going to heaven?
Would you like to join us in Israel? That would be so,
You
so
can have
much
more
fun.
discussions like this. No, seriously. Actually, it's a good discussion. We've never talked about Ahab.
Ahab and Jezebel. Maybe we'll put
Yeah,
it on the
I know a
podcast
pastor
episode.
who thinks every king of Israel was saved. I don't agree with
He
that.
is wrong.
It's not this pastor. It's another one.
No.
I've never heard that before.
But he's very close to us and we love him very
Yeah.
much. He's just theologically inept.
Yeah.
As a friend, I can say that. All right. Let's talk about Israel at this time. We are excited about announcing this trip.
Yeah.
It's one. Now, for those of you who have known our ministry for a long time, we do tours together. We will actually take history study tours, theological tours, Bible study tours all around the world. In fact, by the time this episode airs, we're just about to be on a church Reformation history tour where it starts in Amsterdam. Heather and I are leading a tour of individuals that starts in Amsterdam and travels down the Rhine River, and we study the Reformation period. We go through the Rhine River all the way through Germany and in Switzerland. We're going to be study. Yeah, did you say yeah?
Yeah, I'm working on my German.
We're going to be studying the English Reformation. We're going to be studying the Dutch Reformation. We're going to be studying the German Reformation as well as the Swiss Reformation. And for those who are interested in those kind of trips, you may have missed this one, but you can join us on our next
Or
one.
if you're not interested in the Reformation, but you're interested in coffee shops and shopping and walking down beautiful places, you can still come because
Castles.
Some of us lean that way. Yeah.
Look, here's the thing. You go on these trips and you may be interested in those things like castles, but then you find out that Martin Luther himself was arrested, or not arrested, but captured by a knight and brought to a castle where he hid out for over 2 years, where he translated the German Bible and wrote many of the writings that we have to this day. So like these castles are fascinating, but they contain a lot of Christian history.
Yeah. Seriously, though, the tours that we're doing are fun. And this is going to be our third time to Israel. And that's really neat to go with people who've been there. I feel very different leading this tour because I know more about it. The tour is actually coming up February 9th through the 19th of 2027.
Yeah.
February 9th through the 19th of 2027. Please mark your calendars if you're fun. I'm going to put this disclaimer out here. If you are a fuddy-duddy and you really just don't like to have fun,
Correct.
You're in a bad mood
Not
all
invited.
the time, this is not for you. Okay, but if you're a fun
there are
person,
other tours
I'm
you should
stacking
take.
the deck. There are other tours we can
With
recommend
other people,
you.
better people than us.
But if you like to have fun and you're a good time, then I want you on this tour because I'm stacking the deck because I want to hang out with the fun people.
Correct.
So there it is.
It's going to be a lot of fun. So we've been, like we said, we've been multiple times, many times. It's a lot of fun. And what we get to see is mind-blowing. And it does. It changes the way you read the Bible. It changes your perspective on faith. It really enhances it. Some people have said in the past to me, and I would definitely agree, it's like watching television, reading the Bible, like watching television in black and white. You see it all. And then after going to Israel, it's like reading it in high def, full color. It's you get images of places that you've never been able to.
So
before.
there are so many things that I have heard in church. I've heard pastors say I like that Jerusalem's on the mountain, and literally, even though it's in the southern part of Israel, so they're traveling from Galilee. Most people are going south to Jerusalem. Jesus is traveling, but it says going up to Jerusalem. It's because they're literally changing elevation. The Psalms of Ascent are about going up. They're singing these songs as they climb up to go to whatever feast.
Well, let me.
And now that I've been there and we drive up this massive mountain, I'm like, it's in my head. Just the other day, I'm reading the story of Mary and Martha and Jesus they're scared the disciples are scared for him to return near Jerusalem because Bethany, where they're from, is right over, and I looked at the map. You've got Jerusalem, Mount of Olives, which I have stood on. We've been there. I can picture it right now in my mind. I'm like, oh, Bethany's literally on the other side of the mountain. For me, it's changed geography. The names are meaning something. And I'm excited to go back. I'm going to have my map and my Bible out a lot more as I am watching the landscape, figure out where we're going.
Yeah. When you come to passages like the Olivet Discourse. That's Matthew 24 and 25, and where Jesus has just walked through the temple with his disciples, and his disciples say, look at these beautiful stones. And Jesus says, there's going to be a day where not one of these stones is left upon another, prophesying the Romans coming in and destroying the temple. It's the immediate after passage in Matthew chapter 24 and 25, where Jesus is now crossed over the Kidron Valley from one mountain, Mount Zion, where the temple is, crossed over the Kidron Valley, and now he's on the neighboring hillside, which we call the Mount of Olives. And he sits in the Garden of Gethsemane, or around the Garden of Gethsemane, the Mount of Olives, and he looks over the valley onto the Temple Mount, and he teaches them about the end of the world. So now you're picturing Jesus teaching. So now when you get to passages in the Olivet Discourse where Jesus says, a king one day went away, and he left his stewards. One had 5 talents, one had 2, one had 1 talent. And when he went away, this king came back after many years to see what they had done. You realize Jesus' backdrop is the temple, and he's talking to the disciples who are the stewards, and he's saying, I'm going to come back to this place. And when I come back, I want to know that you've done something. So it really reframes so many beautiful things.
Yeah.
This is why, this is what it is. This is and why we go.
I didn't honestly, and I'm just being real here, I didn't think it was going to mean as much to me to go as it did. I love travel. Josh had been with a group of rabbis and pastors. It sounds like I'm setting up a joke, but literally it was a cool trip.
Rabbis, pastors, and priests go to the Holy Land.
But he had gone, and then he's like, okay, we have to do this. And a friend connected us with the world's best tour director. Shout out to Ezer. If you want to know more about him or this trip, you can go to joshandheatherteis.com, look at the travel tab, and you can see more in Israel. You can learn all about him. He's been leading tours forever. I mean, his dad was a tour director in Israel, so he would travel with his dad. The friendliest, most organized. Like, I've never felt more confident with someone than I have with Ezra. He's excellent. But we connected with him. Josh said, let's go. And honestly, it just wasn't high on my list. Like, I'm a Europe girl. I love Europe. Like, I don't know. I'm so thankful to be an American, but also like, why wasn't I born in Europe sometimes? Like, I love Europe. I may need to live there a little bit.
Yeah, because God wanted you to be free. So he gave you America.
Oh, okay.
America.
There's so many things I want to say that will sidetrack us too much, so I'm not going to say.
No, back to your point about Israel.
Israel. So he's the one that got me to go. And I'm like, okay, I'll do this. And it really was something that was life-changing. I cannot wait to take our girls on this trip to show them. And it's changed so much for me. Really seeing the temple, that's a crazy experience. And seeing the Eastern Gate, this is so cool. They have it. This is a gate the Messiah is prophesied to come through. Okay. And right now it's a weird situation on the Temple Mount. Israel is in control. The IDF is up there keeping the peace, but they allow the Muslims to have the Dome of the Rock there. So it's a Muslim thing. You can only go up certain hours. And the Muslims have walled up the Eastern Gate. So the Messiah, the Jewish Messiah, can't come through it. And it is the coolest thing ever to be there looking at this gate where the Lord will be present and will come through and like enter and then seeing the Valley of Megiddo, which is like, nothing has really happened there yet, but that's where the Battle of Armageddon is going to be. That is mind-blowing to be in a place where history will happen. It's like prehistory. It's so cool.
Well, yeah, one of my favorite places is probably the synagogue in Capernaum, where as you read the Gospels, a lot of times you're reading the Bible, studying the Bible, and you just rush over words that don't mean much because it doesn't have contextual value to you. It'll say things like, and Jesus spoke these words in the synagogue of Capernaum.
Yeah.
And then you just read the words of Jesus.
And you just think it's the temple is what I did.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's like the temple down in Jerusalem. It's not. It's up in Galilee, and that synagogue, the ruins of the synagogue, is literally right there. So there are certain places that we go to that we say, Jesus probably taught somewhere around here. And then there's certain places like Capernaum where you go and the synagogue's ruins are literally still there. So you're walking right exactly where Jesus walked, not another place like it, not a place around here. So moments like that help give clarity to your Bible study. And it's really, really beautiful. But it's a lot of fun too, because we go to dinner every night. We have really special lunches. Like one of my favorite lunches, not yours, but one of my favorites, is we do a lunchtime by the Sea of Galilee, and we eat what's called St. Peter's fish. And there's a restaurant that we go to, and everybody gets to eat some of the fish right out of the Galilee. It's a nice, cute restaurant, and moments like that, just a lot of fun.
There are fun moments. You were referencing the ones, and it is great. Our tour guide's very good at saying, this could be the spot. Like, I will tell you, they build something wherever a spot is or could be. So like where Jesus talked to Peter, there's like a chapel there. And our tour guide's great. He's like, we don't know this is where Jesus talked to Peter. But what's great is you're on the coast of Galilee or the Sea of Galilee. So it is somewhere like that. You can picture it. But one of the places that is very certain is they've got, because he was a political leader, the home of the high priest. We know where that is. And we know where the cistern was. And we know that Jesus was held down there.
Yeah.
And going in this space, deep, dark, below the ground, and just being there and reflecting the Lord's time alone, doing the will of the Father, suffering for our sins. Like there are moments like that where it's so humbling. For me, I think seeing the old city of Jerusalem was also something that helped me understand so much more of what I'm reading in the scripture, but also the way of the cross, understanding like those are narrow streets and they're cobbled and there's inclines and stairs and it's hard to get around with nothing. And then thinking about carrying a cross when you're weak and you've been beaten and people are crowded there for the Passover. It's almost more than I can take in. And it really has taken me into the suffering of Christ there. So, I mean, it has been for a person who thought it'll be a trip. It really has been, I can truly say, something that has been life-changing and is still every time growing in how I understand the scripture.
So Heather, go ahead and share in a moment how somebody can find out more about this trip, how they can sign up, and how they can literally register to go with us today. But before you do, let me just say, at these locations, at these places, we don't just see them. We Bible study.
That's good.
We go beside the Sea of Galilee, and we read the passages from the book of John where Jesus met the disciples by the Sea of Galilee. We go to the Garden of Gethsemane early in the morning before the sun comes up, and we talk about the last moments of Jesus with his disciples praying in the garden. And then we spend time praying in the garden. We're going to the location in Mount Carmel where Elijah called down fire from heaven, and we study that passage right there. And so we go to the middle of the desert down by the Dead Sea, and we go way up into the valley of En-Gedi so that we can see where the cave of En-Gedi was, where David was running away from Saul. These moments are not just tourism. These moments are Bible study on location.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it incredibly impactful. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, I don't know if I could go. I'm not sure that that's something that I could do or should do. Friend, reach out to us and we'll tell you exactly not only how great it is, but how you can make it happen.
And if you're nervous about travel, don't be, because you've got Ezra and you've got Josh and me. One of the exciting things about leading these tours is something that we are passionate about, which is travel and Bible study. We're getting to share that with you, and we want to make sure you have the information you need and that you're comfortable. So we are here for you. You're not going in this alone. You're going with people you know. You'll get to know others better. And one of the questions we get asked a lot is, do I have to be from Southern Hills Church to go? No. We love to open these trips up. We've got friends all over, past, present, and hopefully future members of Southern Hills. Some that Midway, some that you're just friends in ministry. You want to come and join and be on this trip, you are welcome. If you're part of the church, you want to invite friends, family, that makes it even better. That's what we're doing. We've got family members of our own that we love bringing on these trips and getting to join us. So you can bring anyone that you would like on the trip.
All you have to do is go to joshandheatherteis.com.
Yep. And at the top, there's a tab for travel.
All you have to do is travel. go there and you can register right online. You'll also find out much more about the tour. So go to the website.
You can see we've got videos up there and pictures of past tours. We've got, as I said, information about Ezer. Another question that I think we should address is it safe? We get this question a lot with Israel.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, I have never once, I've been there twice, felt unsafe in any place I've been to in Israel.
Yeah.
Now, there's a couple of reasons for that. One is we're not near the border. Old Jerusalem is not a big targeted place, okay? It is not a major hub of anything. So we've had friends that have actually been stuck there and they just aren't able to see maybe a portion of Galilee, but they're totally safe, fine. Galilee is out more like national parks. It's far removed, so it's very safe. And so no worries there, but we keep you updated on all that information on the website as well.
Yeah, we're excited about you coming with us. Now, before we close, we do this in every single one. Let's talk about a moment of grit and grace. Maybe something you're looking at right now, but instead of a moment of grit and grace that you're in right now, Heather, I'd be interested to know a moment of grit and grace as it relates to travel as a whole. A moment of grit and grace.
Both? You want me to do both?
Grit or grace. And I'm
Okay.
going to pick whichever one you don't.
Oh, wow.
All right. So I'll go with whatever you don't go with. Moment of grit or grace related to travel.
Well, I feel like I've been saying grace a lot, so I'm going to go grit.
Okay.
Because I will say, my family knows this, it can be, as much as I love travel, it can be a lot for me to get ready. And to actually book the date or book something is hard for me sometimes, the packing. And so they'll ask me weeks before, are you excited? And I'm like, no, not yet. I'll be excited when I get through airport security. And that is always, at that point, it's like, yes. And then everything falls into place and I love it and I enjoy it. But I think it takes some grit on the front end for me.
I think that might be right. And for me, I'm going to go obviously then with grace. And when it comes to the traveling, for me, it's the memories that are made, and it's the decision that is made. The decision that is made leads to the memories that are made. I think a lot of people have it on their desire to finally do something like this. But essentially, I see a lot of people put it off so long that they never truly get the experience. So life is short, and I think it is meant to be a gift from God. And if given the opportunity, I would encourage you to take the grace that God is extending and take up the opportunity so that the decision leads to the memories. That's what I would share. Do you have a scripture, Heather, that we want to share?
I do.
And then we'll share our blessing.
Special one, Isaiah 35:10, and it says, "And the ransomed of the Lord shall return and come to Zion with songs and everlasting joy upon their heads. They shall obtain joy and gladness, and sorrow and sighing shall flee away."
Final blessing from Josh and Heather today. May your home be full of laughter. May your calling be certain. And may your love be wildly faithful. We are Josh and Heather.